Good morning, good afternoon, good evening internet, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Economical Rides. Hi there. So once again, unfortunately bad weather has prevented me from making a new video for you. It's been cold, wet and occasionally snowy here, and the roads have never really been dry enough for me to go for a ride. So this week's video is just going to be a brief update on how things have been going over here, and hopefully very soon I will be able to get out and film something new for you. In the meantime, enjoy the previously unseen footage running in the background as I give you a brief update on what has been going on over the past week or so. Well, as you may remember, last week I had an appointment at the Royal Enfield dealership for the 12-month service of my Classic 350. So I did ride last week, but only out of necessity. I was unable to film anything because I had all of my stuff for the overnight stay in my rucksack. So some civilian clothes so that I didn't have to go out in the evening dressed in motorcycle gear, and all of the other stuff that one takes for a night away from home. That meant that there was no room left for my vlogging setup, so unfortunately I couldn't film anything. Although having said that, it wouldn't have been a very exciting video anyway, since the trip there consisted of a 1-hour ride on a fast straight road followed by a 1-hour ride on a motorway. Unfortunately, the mountains are still covered in snow, so I couldn't take the faster, more scenic route, and I had to go the long and very boring way round. The service went well, the bike was ready by lunchtime the following day, and the valves were noticeably quieter, and the Classic is running very sweetly right now. I also noticed once again on the ride home, I had a similar experience when the Meteor had its 12-month service, how a change of air filter works wonders on these bikes. The Classic felt a fair bit livelier on the ride home and was hanging on up some of the hills better than it had done previously. Obviously, southern Spain is notoriously dusty. I very often end up riding through a cloud of other people's dust. So in 12 months the air filter does seem to get pretty badly clogged up on my bikes. I suppose when a bike has so little power to begin with, you really notice when a couple of horses which have previously gone missing suddenly return. And each time I've had the air filter replaced, both the Meteor and the Classic seem to have increased performance to the extent that you could really feel the difference. So the Classic is back home now, covered in oil and grease as usual after a service, but ready to be washed and ridden as soon as the weather allows. Whilst I was at the dealership having the service done, I was chatting to the folks there about the Super Meteor. Apparently they have been to a dealer event in Valencia where they were able to see and ride the Super Meteor for the first time. It was really interesting to see that when they were describing the riding experience that they had on the Super Meteor, both of their faces literally lit up. You could tell that they were genuinely enthused by how well it rides. They've obviously ridden Interceptors and Continentals before, but it was clear to see that they thought that the Super Meteor just takes things to another level. They were very impressed with the new ECU calibration Royal Enfield have employed to encourage lazy cruising. They also had some exciting news for me. Firstly, that they will be getting their first Super Meteor in this week, and better still, that they are actually planning to have a Super Meteor as a demo bike. I know, an interesting demo bike here in Spain. That'll never catch on. So obviously, if that comes to pass, I will be heading over there to have a go on it. The trouble is, it could turn out to be an expensive trip. Anyway, for those of you planning to get a Super Meteor, it really does sound as if it's going to be one heck of a bike, so you should be very excited. Right, Ruby is tugging at my trouser leg. Apparently it's time to introduce some more of her friends. So here it is, other Bods dogs. Other Bods. dogs, other bod dogs. Some of you bods have lovely dogs. Other bod dogs, other bod dogs. Let's pay respect to some other bod dogs, yo. Respect. Right, so first up today we have Dan Rademski's cute little bowo, Valentino. He clearly loves riding motorcycles, as you can see here, but like Ruby, he doesn't enjoy the rain very much, so he's currently waiting for the weather to improve before he goes out on his dad's classic 350. Oh, and Dan says, yes, he is indeed named after Valentino Rossi. Ruby sends much love. To both of you, Dan and Valentino, thank you for your picture. Next up we have Dave Ricketts' little helper, Willow. This is Willow in her donut bed, which is just like the one Ruby has. They're just so snuggly, aren't they, Willow? Although, as you can see here, Willow somehow retains the ability to be able to sleep just about anywhere. Here we can see Willow when she was just a puppy. That's just too cute. And here she is in her usual role, helping Dave to restore another C70. Much like Ruby, Willow is an enthusiastic mechanics assistant and doesn't mind getting her paws dirty working on motorbikes. Nice one, Willow. Unfortunately, Willow recently went blind as a result of an illness, so now she's having to come to terms with living in a darker world. I'm sure we all wish her nothing but the best. Lots of love from Ruby and me. We're sure that you will adjust to your new situation in no time, Willow. Thanks to you, Dave, for the pictures and the background information. Ruby says you should give Willow a sausage to make her feel better. She says that always helps. Wise words indeed. And last but by no means least, we have Milo, who is the doggy of a certain fellow YouTuber, the all-year motorcyclist, who for reasons of brevity shall forthwith be referred to simply as Tame. So Milo is a German Shepherd Rhodesian Ridgeback cross. Here he is as a puppy, displaying the typical disproportionately large and still slightly floppy ears one would associate with a German Shepherd puppy. According to Tame, Mrs. Tame now has him very well trained, and she didn't do a bad job with Milo either. And here you can see his adult ears in all of their glory. Milo's ears are nearly as big as Buddy's OEM ears in this one, Tame. And here he is having a spot to eat. Hamburger and fried egg. Always a winning combination, Milo. Milo is apparently a massive Ruby fan, not remotely interested in whatever it is I'm banging on about, but when Ruby is on the screen, as you can see here, he's always watching very intently. Unlike Ruby though, Milo is able to pose for portraits, as you can see here. Ruby says, "You're looking well buff, Milo." And this is Milo waiting for Tame to come home after he's been off testing some motorcycle or other. Thanks, Tame. Ruby's really quite smitten with Milo and sends him fluffy kisses. She's such a flirt. Right. Well, thanks, Ruby. It was great to see more of your fans. No, really, it was. Thanks to Dave Ricketts, Dan Rademski and the all-year motorcyclist for sending us these pictures and giving us a little bit of background information on their four-legged friends. I do still have a few more dogs lined up, so if your own dog hasn't featured yet, don't worry, you're still on the list. It's Monday as I am recording this, and yesterday, Sunday, I was on Exeter Rider's live show where we did a live unboxing of my face. So if you didn't manage to watch the live show, a recording of the entire show is now available on Exeter Rider's channel, and I will include a link to that video in the video description. In the show, as well as putting my face in front of the camera for the first time, I talk about my motorcycle history and my experiences with my YouTube channel. I really enjoyed my time on there with the other YouTubers. It was just a nice, relaxed, thoroughly enjoyable chat with some charming fellow bikers. Whiskey may possibly have been involved, and Ruby may have put in a brief appearance too, but you'll have to watch to find out. Right, that just about wraps this one up for this week. Again, I apologise for not having anything new to show you, but hopefully I can get out and record something again soon. Please remember to give me a thumbs up if you like the video. It really helps me to get promoted by the YouTube algorithm. It's not difficult to do, but it's always greatly appreciated. Let me know in the comments section down below how your winter is panning out. Are you getting out more or less often than you were expecting? I'd be interested to hear whether it's just me suffering at the moment. A trouble shared is a trouble halved and all that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Stay safe and warm, and I look forward to seeing you back here again in a future video. Cheers. Hello Ruby. Daddy hasn't been anywhere today, but you did make another Other Bods dog segment. Would you like a sausage? Would you? Yeah, look, I've got my dog slippers on. Yeah, would you like another sausage? Yeah, these ones are still from Oliver and Gismo, but it is the last one. Would you like it? Yes. Ready? Sausages. Slippers. Say thank you, Oliver and Gismo. Thank you, Oliver and Gismo. Nice one.